It was, of course, the handshake line that started all of this on Sunday afternoon. And Martelli saying this week that he is all for the handshake line being a thing, continuing on. So expect to see that tonight after Michigan plays Rutgers. Also, the fact that the Wolverines will not have Juwan Howard physically present for this game. He will be there symbolically. Martelli saying that there will be a chair on the bench, an extra seat for him. Martelli also telling his players that he's not going to be sitting down. That chair is symbolically for Juwan Howard, who will not be present tonight.
Martelli, again, in his third season as Michigan's associate head coach, but everybody who follows college hoops knows how good he is. 24 years as head coach at St. Joe's, 7 NCAA tournament appearances, so they are definitely in good hands. We'll see what happens tonight against Rutgers. Coley, thank you. Matt, over to you.
Seth Greenberg, we're not even going to get into the discussion about getting rid of the handshake line at the end of a game. That's a completely different show. You coached 20 years. Please, you looked like you were going to say something.
No.
Okay, all right. We want to make it to our second segment. 22 years as a head coach. Martelli's been there before. This is kind of a nice blessing if you're Michigan to have that guy on your bench. How do you get him ready if you're Martelli for a team against Rutgers? And if you don't watch out, they'll get you.
The guy's got 444 wins. He understands what it takes to get ready for a college basketball game. And his big thing is to galvanize his team. And what is he doing? His team is going to be moving forward together. Because you know what? They've got to rely on each other. And everyone's saying, well, they're going to play for Juwan. And you know what? They will play for Juwan at the start of that basketball game. But once they get into the guts of the game, you know what they're going to have to rely on? Each other. Now, Phil Martelli, he will utilize his assistant coaches. He will confer with his assistant coaches because he's very comfortable in his own skin.
Right.
But the biggest thing right now is Phil said it. Phil's going to be Phil. He's always Phil. He's authentic. He's an original. And you know what? He's coached a ton of games. And if that game came down to an end-of-game situation, he'll be more than fine. 444 wins. That's a lot of wins.
He had that Delonte West, Jameer Nelson team. Those guys were so good in that magical run to the Final Four. Michigan currently won Joe Lunardi's last 4 wins. You heard Sage say it there a second ago. 5 games remaining for the Wolverines. Give me a key for Michigan to stay on the right side of that bubble and punch their ticket to the tournament.
They got to win 3 of the 5. It's real simple. You got 5 opportunities to basically improve your resume. And these are all against the field. What I mean by that is every one of those teams that you just showed, they're going to be NCAA tournament teams. So you got to stay in the present. And what I mean by staying in the present is that, you know what? You're going to approach Rutgers. And that's your total focus right now. Stay in this moment place. And then, you know, if you don't win that game, then you've got to get to the next play.
Right.
Because
that's a
each and every game is a separate entity. That's the Big Ten. That's a typical Big Ten schedule. So you know what? Play to your strengths. Do what you do. Get to the next play. Trust each other. It sounds very cliche-ish, but this team is a team that has struggled taking care of the basketball, hasn't shot the 3, got to play through Hunter Dickinson, hopefully force a double, have him kick out, defend, and play with a purpose. You know what? That's what you need to do to win in the Big Ten. So to me, the biggest thing is they've got to get to the next play. They got to totally focus in this moment in time. All the emotion of playing for Juwan, that sounds great. And that'll be great the first 5 minutes. But then what are they going to do in the guts of the game? Because in the guts of the game, they're going to have to rely on each other. They're going to have to get to the next play. And then once this game's over, they got to erase that grease board, all right, clean slate, and get to the next game because the next game is going to be the key to building their resume. Each one of these games stand by themselves as an opportunity to earn your way into the NCAA tournament, no matter who is coaching.
Very quickly, 3 of 5 gets him in. Anything below, time to sweat?
Yeah, I think 2, depending on who they beat. I think there's no bad loss there. A road win against Ohio State, huge. That last game on the road at Ohio State is absolutely huge. So, you know, to me, I think the most important thing is staying in the moment. Good to see you. Have a good
the handshake line.
I'll see you a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Well, no, we got to do it. We got to walk.
That's good. Good to see you. Okay, good talking to you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.